What up, peeps? Here we are once again. Me and my bar Big Darkness on this Sunday. It's beautiful out, and today we're going to talk about something that's kind of like pretty testy on some people. Let's talk peak week. That's what we're going to do today. If anybody out there wondering what peak week is the last final week of someone who's getting ready for a photo shoot or getting ready for a bodybuilding show. And there's a lot of little things that could take place, Mike, that'll either make you look pretty or it'll make you look worse.
Yeah,
so it depends.
I know how that peak week goes. But anyway, I want to say what's up to everybody out there, man. Shout out to my boy, No Joe, Noah Lyles, fastest man in the universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like Robert said, man, we're gonna talk about peak week. I've had people hit me up. I had people in the gym say, hey, I hear these people are they posting all the time when they get ready for a contest, and all I hear is peak week. I don't hear too much about the other stuff, but peak week. So we're gonna try to explain it. Rob's gonna kind of go into more detail. I'll give you some of my tidbits from what I've done to help people. But hey, let's go with it, Rob. What is peak week?
Peak week is just that, man. It's when you're trying to peak to be the best that you can be. And believe it or not, the peak week is probably just as important, if not even more important, in seeing your body make this instant change over a short period of time. We're talking 24 hours to where the final testing come into play. And basically what it is, man, is that during your normal time of your dieting phase out there, you can pretty much kind of play with your carbs, play with all your different calorie intakes, and do what you got to do to watch your body make subtle changes. But then when you get into that final week that everybody calls peak week, this is when things get really, 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 really tough. I mean, I know I'm going to be going through that in another week or so. But the way things are is like this. The first thing you do is that I start out. So first of all, I'm going to say I'm not a doctor. And what I'm going to tell you works for me. I'm not going to say it works for you. I have used it on some of my clients and it has worked for them. So don't text me later and go, I tried it, didn't work for me. You got to figure out what works best for you. But the whole idea of what I'm talking about, you can't screw that up if you follow what I'm going to tell you here today. And so the way we're going to look at that, Mike, is that on a Tuesday, this is when you can still have some sodium in your meal plan. But what comes out is this. All of your carbs, if you had popcorn during your dieting phase, if you happen to have all these goody foods, which is what I do. I'm not a big fish tilapia guy. That's all I'm eating all the time when I'm getting ready for my show. I try to keep things a little mixture of everything. I mean, I like wraps. I like chicken. I like lettuce. I like, having my protein pancakes, putting a little syrup on it. All those things, it's calories in, calories out that's going to help you make that change. But when it comes to that final phase, man, on Tuesday, you're pulling all that shit. And the only thing you're having now is chicken and fats. And you do that Tuesday. You do it on Tuesday, you can kind of go with a keto phase, meaning that you can still have the egg whites and the egg yolks because that still has sodium in it. And so a little sodium at that first day is not going to hurt you, right? But as soon as you flip over into Wednesday, now you're going to start pulling that. You got to pull that you got to pull those eggs because there's a lot of sodium in the eggs.
Off, Rob, but this is if we're getting ready for a show on Saturday.
This is getting ready for a show on Saturday.
Okay,
getting ready for a show on Saturday. And even if you got a 2-day show, you still got to find a prep point and you still got to have a peak point. And some people want to look their best on the first day because that's what's going to get you to the next day. But this is all in a 1-day show, right? And so on that Wednesday, I'm not pulling those egg whites because of all of the sodium. I'm on the chicken phase, I'm on the fat phase, and I'm just staying on that same protocol until my water intake, I'm drinking water like crazy, 2 gallons a day, and I'm just constantly bringing in water into my system. The reasoning behind that, you want your body to understand flushing. As long as it has water in it, it's going to continue to flush. So whatever you put in it, it's going to flush. So as you go into Wednesday, as I stated, you pull in the sodium. So now your body is still flushing. Everything's still flushing. You're still drinking a lot of water. You're down to the point to where you're having your fats along with your chicken. The reason why you choose chicken is because there's less sodium in it. and you're trying to cut back on the sodium intake at that point, right? So your meals throughout the day is like, I don't know, it could be lettuce with chicken and some light zero salt type dressing, but just a tad just to get you through the day, right? So your meals are pretty much as though you're feeding your dog. You got 3 basic meals. You're going to stay with those low sodium meals, and they're going to have the fats in it, and you're going to have the chicken breast in it, and you're going to have some type of lettuce for the roughage, and then a little dressing just for flavor. Now, the kicker part about this is that what you will notice is that as you're going through this process, as you're flushing, you will start to notice that if you're a person who weighs yourself every day, but especially when you're going through this phase, that you'll notice that your weight's starting to drop. And the reason why your weight is starting to drop is because we know on keto, the first thing you're going to lose is water weight, right? That water weight is going to come off. It's going to come off. But it's not about the fat loss anymore, because if you're not lean at that point, it doesn't matter. I don't care how much water you pull, it doesn't matter, right? So if you're lean and you're getting rid of that extra water that you're drinking, you want to constantly keep flushing, as I stated, is that when you get ready to go into Friday and you're as lean as you can be, now you're ready to start carbing up. Now that 2 gallons of water now goes into a half a gallon for that morning, right? Because you can have water that early morning because your body is still recognizing fluids I can push, right? Now, doing the pushing of those fluids, you're not taking as much water in that day. So you got, say, half a gallon of water. You and I both know if you're flushing and you're flushing properly, within 4 or 5 hours, you're going to be pretty dry, right? And so as you being dry, when you bring in carbs via rice cakes, via whatever it may be to bring those glycogen levels back up, now it's like a sponge. Your body's like a sponge. You've dehydrated and depleted yourself of all the glycogen in your body. So once you pour water into a sponge, what does it do? It swells up. You feel it just gets big and thick, right? So the same thing happens to the body. But what a lot of guys have a tendency to do, they think that they want to carb up on Wednesday and look at their body, manipulate their water a little bit. Thursday, manipulate their water a little bit. And then Friday, try to figure out where I'm at. Should I take a diuretic? Should I not? But what happened is that once your body recognizes that you're pulling something away, what is it going to do? It's going to hold it. So the guys who are just not on point with it, the bottom line is that they're going to spill every time. And that's going to be the excuse. Oh, man, I felt so good. I felt so good the day before. Then all of a sudden, man, I just spilled. So it was, it's because your body is fighting back on everything you're doing. So the bottom line is with the peak week, it's the point in where you're trying to become your best on Saturday, and you're going to start depleting yourself of all carbohydrates to bring down the glycogen within the muscle group. During your training phase, you're going to be training just as hard, but higher reps, so you can constantly try to deplete those muscles so that they be totally glycogen storage empty. Because what's the cool part about this, Michael, is that when you deplete yourself of glycogen, your body is ready to take what it's had before and more. So it doesn't have a cap. It's just going to keep filling up. It's kind of like blowing air into a balloon, and it's just going to keep blowing, right? And so if your body fat is low, you're going to look crazy awesome on stage. And the chance of you spilling in one day is pretty much zero. I mean, the chance of you spilling it, unless you just eat too much crap. It's just that people out there feel as though if I'm eating steak and I'm eating big things of eggs and I'm eating a burger and all these different things, they think, oh man, I'm putting on, filling my muscles. No, it's the carbohydrates. It's the carbs. It's the carbs. Yeah, it's the carbs within the things that you're eating. Like a burger and fries, there's carbs in that. So you're gonna feel fuller, right? But you're not gonna feel full from protein. There's nothing in protein that's gonna give you a glycogen effect. And so
like if you ain't got it by then you ain't gonna have it. So Rob, I'm gonna ask you a question. So you're I know we doing peak week, you work out. When's your last day that you're doing stuff with the weights or anything?
Wednesday.
Wednesday
is my last day. Thursday, I'm just kind of like posing, looking at myself, seeing what's going on. Probably Saturday. Well, no, I'm sorry. Thursday evening, I will cut back on the water. You know what I mean? Because I want to start flushing more out. And the only reason you have that little bit on Friday, that is so that with the foods that you are eating, transport the glycogen into the muscle groups, right? I mean, a half a gallon is not going to bloat you. That's not going to happen. So it's the food intake that will bloat you. And if you're taking in protein, your body's not going to digest protein that fast. So that's why you see a lot of bubble guts. That's why you see people out there full. That's why you see people going, oh man, I felt kind of bloated out there. It's because you're taking in heavy foods. Carbohydrates is not going to bloat you. It's just not going to, because you're eating small amounts. You're looking at your body. I mean, we had an Olympian on with us last week, and he said the same thing. He said that if you're eating a little bit, you're posing. Eat a little bit, you're posing. You don't have to eat all throughout the day, but you want to make sure you're getting in a certain amount of carbohydrates in your system. And it takes about 3,000 calories to where your body actually start to represent. It start to represent and start holding and pulling it out. But you'd be surprised that when you carb up that amount, the next morning you get on the scale, you could be easily 2 or 3 pounds less.
Oh yeah,
because your body absorbed it into the muscle groups, and you're still flushing, you're still pushing off whatever water you got. Now, as far as diuretics are concerned, yeah, diuretics is something that you would utilize just because you still feel as though you're holding a little water, so you're going to pull that little water. You can't really hurt yourself in a sense, but the bottom line is that you can take too many diuretics and you start cramping up on stage and you start doing all these crazy things. But if you're smart about it, you take a little half tablet of whatever you're taking and let your body go ahead and finish out flushing out that last little water so you feel tighter. Because no matter what, people say, oh man, he's dehydrated. But guess what? People who are dehydrated are pretty shredded on stage because there's no water. They just shredded, right? It just depends on if you can handle the cramping, but it's not something that I want to do. And plus, you lose a little size when you dehydrate yourself too much. So you still want to have the full muscle bellies and kind of go from there. But that's pretty much how I go about doing it. And to put it in a nutshell, I just cut my carbs on Tuesday completely. And then on Wednesday, I cut my sodium, and I'm just taking in the chicken and the fats, letting my body deplete itself as I train. And I keep my water high all the way up until Thursday. And then I cut it out and cut some back on, and then have a little bit on Friday just to flush the things that I'm putting in my system. And then I go weigh in.
And that's pretty much right on right there, man. When I did it, I cut everything off on Wednesday with the workouts, like you said, and then like Tuesday night, start getting rid of those, or Tuesday, start getting rid of my sodium stuff.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I did that I got this, and I'll still use it every now and then, or if I'm getting ready for the shoot photos, or if I'm getting somebody else ready, because I really haven't taken no unnatural diuretics. So I'll do B1, and B1 will flush. B1 will flush your system. That gets that water right out. I'm not a vascular person for some reason. My skin is kind of thick. So I have that extra, seems like I have an extra layer of water. And for me to get that extra layer of water out, what I start doing, I take a beat every time I pee, I would measure it. And I would drink the same amount back in with the B1 and kept flushing. And just like you would, and then I'll start cutting my water back on, like it's probably Thursday night. And it came down to a science for me where, hey, I wouldn't be cramping, because you have to watch. If you're taking out B1, you're flushing that water out. You're not, even if it's a gallon, gallon and a half, that water's coming right back out. But you can see the difference a lot faster. And then when I say that vein, a certain vein that, if I got that vein, when I have a vein coming across my chest, then I know I'm right. And that's when I would know I'm right. Then I know, hey, I'm good. I'm gonna be done with that. But everything else is pretty much similar, man. I would like I said, start carbing up late Thursday night, And I mean,
Yeah.
Thursday night, and start getting ready, man. And then that was the best times and the best looks I had was pretty similar to what you're doing. You
Yeah.
know, had some people,
I
man, and I've had them do some certain things too. And they're like, well, and I'm like, hey, if you want to, if you start trying to carb up, some people try to start carbing up on Wednesday.
Yeah, man. No, but nine out of 10 people that I know will carb up on Wednesday. And the reason being is that I think people just are suckers and they want to start eating again. They don't want to go that last 72 hours, bro. And it's tough. I've been there. I've done both cutting phases. I've been to the point where I carved up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and just felt like I was okay on stage, but I felt like I was always a little softer than I want to be. And then when I started reading about and learning about, and this guy Greg Doucette on YouTube, I heard him kind of repeat the same shit I've been doing. So I thought, okay, so this has got to be good, because when you learn to hold off until the final period, and especially if you've been training right and you've been eating right, then you're not gonna like lose a lot of shit to where you also think, oh, now I need to like really carb up because I'm really depleted. Well, and then you're really depleted. Then you said, oh man, I overdid it. It's like people taking away your fucking candy bar and you want one more. When you find you eat 3 of them, right? So
that's Twizzlers for me.
Yeah, okay. So I think that's what happens, man. And that's what I've learned over my 40 years of competing, is that if I just keep my water and take the same, don't do all that dancing around and all that stuff. Because when I first started competing, when I was a natty, I had no clue on what to really do besides using my degree to say, this is what you should eat. Yeah. This is how much you should eat. And then you go on stage. Man, I was doing Epsom salt bath, whatever it took to get the water out, right? And then you learn, oh, well, you can take this tablet and then that'll do just as much. Oh, you can take B1 and this will do this. Now B12 and take 5 of these and get some Expel, or take a Lasix, or take all these different things that you can do to get rid of the water. But I only thought people use Epsom salt bath. I said, just get an Epsom salt bath and sweat that shit out. And then,
you were soaking your ass off up.
Yeah. I mean, healing everything from hemorrhoids to everything else. But the bottom line is that when you get out of the fucking hot ass water, you're so dizzy from being drained from, you're sweating your ass off. And so I was like, it's got to be a better way. So once I got deep into it, and when I moved to San Diego, I started talking to everybody, and then people started giving me knowledge. I'm always willing to learn from people who look better than me.
Exactly.
If you don't look better than me, you can only tell me what you think, because you hadn't done it on yourself, right? So I'm kind of going, okay, I get it. And but the bottom line is, man, I have a program for you people out there who are interested in photo shoots, and you're trying to figure out the best way to go about doing it. I have a 0-fail one, because that's all I did was photo shoots when I went to San Diego, because I was their vitamin board for Great Earth Vitamins. And so you have to always be prepared to do that stuff, right? And it works perfectly. And I still use it for myself today. I use it on some of my clients I have here in Texas who just want to like do it for a photo shoot or a marriage or something like that. Bing. And it worked. So if you're looking for that, holla at a brother. Let's make it happen. But back to Mike and what he was asking about the whole peak week, and that's our title of the week, is that it is a tough call, man. It is one of those things where you think you pushed yourself, but now you're really getting ready to test yourself.
And people don't realize this, Rob. I'm pretty sure you went through this and don't realize this. And that's why I think people start eating, because it seems like once Wednesday hits and you're not doing anything else, unless it seems like a time stops.
Oh yeah.
Everything slows down, and it's like, man, you're looking at the clock, I gotta eat, I want to eat. Your body, your mind's playing tricks on you. You're like, hey, I gotta eat, I gotta drink, I gotta do this. And then all of a sudden, man, one slip up. It just takes one slip up. I remember, man, I was in my peak week, man, and my body fat got down to 3.5, which is not real good. And I started throwing up everything. And you know, I'm carving
No,
up now.
3.5 is real good.
Yeah, but I got
That's
sick.
top notch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got sick. So your body starts rejecting food.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I called, I had two buddies. One dude was a pro bodybuilder, the other one was an amateur. And he said, hey man, go to whatever restaurant and ask for and have them cook a steak. Ask them for ask them for a fatty part, and don't eat the steak. Just eat the fatty part. Suck the juice. I did that, man. My body came back and came back better, and I stopped throwing up. But I was like, man, I thought I had food poisoning the way I was throwing up. I called my buddy crying. I was like, man, I can't compete, man. I'm throwing up I'm like talking on the phone,
Yeah.
But he told me I did that. I didn't eat the steak. He said, don't eat the steak. You can chew, suck on it, just chew to get that juice. And once I got that fat in me, that little bit of fat, my body, man, it seemed like my body just came back, man. And I felt good.
Interesting.
Looked good. And that's probably, I was missing that part.
Yeah.
Certain things you don't know, like you said, you're eating fats and stuff at the beginning. You don't really realize that if you're not eating enough, what happens to your body?
Yeah, you gotta eat the fats, man.
I got down real lean. I was 3.5. I had a good size, but I got sick. So that was just one of my little stories, man.
Nah, man, everybody body and physique, I should say, just acts different. Everybody don't respond to the same way to everything, and it's crazy. But I mean, I've never been to the point where I felt like I was sick or anything, but I've been on stage and I got dizzy. I've gotten to that point to where you're like going, oh shit, if they don't hurry up and call us, I'm gonna pass out on there. You can kind of feel your body going.
You've seen guys do this and just fall out.
Yeah. I've been there. And I know why I've been there too. I was doing too many diuretics, people. I thought I was holding too much water. And so I said, I'm gonna take one more. I'm just gonna take one more. And that's all. I took two, and that was too much for my little old body. I am not big. I mean, I'm 6 foot, 230 pounds. So I'm not like I'm carrying, all this tons of muscle and all that. So it didn't take much to fucking drain me out. And so I was on stage and I felt like I was holding my poses, but nothing was happening. And it's like, I can't squeeze any harder. I don't even feel like I'm squeezing. So I learned from that. But those are the things, like to say, you don't know how far too far is until you go too far. I went too far. And I was able to like hold myself up to get back off the stage. But yeah.
And the thing is, nowadays, back then we were just pulling information from magazines, pulling information from
there was no Google
that we saw on stage. And I would pull that. Now you have knowledgeable coaches like Robert
that been there, done that.
that has been through everything, like me. Like I said, I was in there sucking on fat to try to get back. But everything has evolved, and like you said, there weren't a lot of coaches out there. I was looking at somebody the other day. He said, "Hey, John Brown." He said the only person I had was the dude I was working out with. And I would go to this one guy, and he would tell me if I looked okay, because everybody in the gym would say, "Hey man, you look great." He said, I'll go to this one guy, and that was, he was my mirror. If he said I didn't look good, I didn't compete. He didn't have a coach saying, man, bring it in this way, do it like that. It was all on, everything was all on us at that point. We was just like, we were the sponges absorbing all that, all that knowledge, so we could be here today. Because we in trial and error, we done been through it. Like you said, how many shows, Rob, you said?
Oh, this will be my 48th show.
See, so that tells you
my 48th show.
Experience he has, man. Believe me, I've been through.
What's up, QC? Yeah,
I've been through a whole bunch too. That's why I won't do it anymore. I keep saying I won't do it, but everybody's like, "Hey man, you should do it." Me and my son. Well, if you don't want to do it, just do it like you get ready to do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and deplete myself just for the hell of it. No, that ain't happening.
I have a little regiment just like you. If I want to
Yeah,
get ready
yeah,
for a photo shoot,
yeah,
but hey, as
yeah.
far as doing all that, man, like I said, my hat's off to people, especially you, Will, people like that, man, because you guys, man, that people don't realize how much work it takes, what it takes mentally, man, to do all the stuff, and then to go through peak week, and then to go stand on the stage. I never thought I would stand on a stage in a little bikini underwear and do all that. And it takes a lot.
Yeah.
It just takes, to me, it takes a lot of courage, even just to get up there and do that.
Right.
So my hats off to you, man. You're doing a hell of a job. Keep doing
Thanks,
what you're
brother.
doing, man. And hopefully people understand what peak week is.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna switch it up just for on our way out. I'm loving that hat, man.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, yeah. Hey,
what you thought about that?
before I go there, I want to shout at you, Mr. Pennywell. I see you. I see what you're saying. So here's the deal, brother. I want you to go to my website. I'm gonna put it up here. I want you to go to my website and then send me your information. I'm gonna send you some free shit, bro. Hold on 1 second. 1 second.
I gotta put my glasses on for this, bro. I can't. I say, okay, I got you.
Hold up, Penny. I'm coming at you, man. Hold down. Let me delete some of this stuff off this screen here.
PC Muscle again. Appreciate you, Penny.
Yeah.
Mr. Penny coming on.
So here we go.
Rob's putting that in, man. He's putting that in. So everybody, you guys need to hit him up. I'm telling you, man. He's a man with a wealth of knowledge, man, and he's going through it right now. Over 60 years old. Birthday coming up soon. Birthday ain't hit yet.
Yeah,
right?
man. My birthday's tomorrow, y'all.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. 63 people.
63.
Check it out.
Look at that gun right there, man. 63
Right
years
there.
old, man. Look at that gun.
Okay, Mr. Pennywell. Just go right there, brother, and send me your information, and then I will send you some free stuff, and then we'll talk, and we can kind of go from there. No problem. But yeah, man. Your question was, yeah. So this right here, people, Ageless Protocol, 1961. That's the year I was born. But Ageless Protocol, if you go to Instagram, go and follow me. I'm going to be putting some good stuff out, man. I'm going to show you some of the meals that I make, little small ideas. I'm going to be talking to you, not just pictures and videos and all that. I'm going to be actually talking to you about it. And also, there's some real crazy shit that's going to take place with Ageless Protocol. Just give a brother a little bit of time, but it's coming. I'm excited about it. And I am the one who always hate when someone says, oh, it's coming. Like, what the hell's coming, right? But then I find out how cool it is when you don't know. So, but it's coming and it's all positive stuff. But this is my new brand, Ageless Protocol. Still going to be RobertJohnsonTraining.com because that's my home base. But this is the new brand. There's going to be T-shirts out. There's going to be hats out. There's going to be everything you can think about if you want to live in a life and say, I'm Ageless Protocol, and let people tell you why. Now, what is Ageless Protocol? Number one, nutrition. You got to eat right. That's your fuel. Number two, you got to believe and train and push yourself to get to the gym so that you can build muscle. Number three, we all know what that is. Restart and do it again, baby. You just got to keep on doing it, making sure it's something that you want to do and stay positive about it, and your life changes. It doesn't take much. I always tell people, I'm sure, Mike, you tell them the same thing. Give us 90 days, we'll change your life forever. That's what it's all about. Give us 90 days, we'll change your life forever. But, on top of all of that, the big cream on top of the cake is consistency. If you're not consistent, all of that nutrition, all of that training just going to go to waste. So make sure you stay consistent, and then we'll make stuff happen. Micah got the same protocol as I do. We're both running in the same age class. There ain't nothing that we hadn't seen, done. We can talk steroids. We can talk non-steroids. We can talk anything you want to talk. I'm going to tell you the truth. No holds barred. And it is what it is. So just take care of yourself. But if you need some information, go to robertjohnsontraining.com and we'll give it to you free.
There it is.
Right on.
There it is.
Right on.
And you can follow me on Big Dark on Instagram, Big Darks 59. Also on Instagram, House of Darkness Fitness. And on YouTube, Big Darkness 59. I need some more subscribers on YouTube. I'm putting out some good stuff out there on YouTube as well. Robert's doing the same thing on YouTube, man. Has been having a lot of good information. You guys need to check it out. And the thing is, when we talk about from 8 to 80, as you mature, man, you have to be consistent. Start early in life. Don't try not to wait, but it's never too late. We always say, try not to wait, but it's never too late. So no matter what age you are, you can if you need to start now, start now. But hey, we want you to be in better health. We want you to be able to move around as you get older, be able to fight off sickness, stay disease free, and live a normal, full life without having a bunch of health problems. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
That's right.
I appreciate you explaining Peak Week, my brother.
Yeah, man. It's a tough thing, but anybody can do it. But it's Mike, we've been down the football field. We had coaches tell us this, tell us that. We've done all that stuff. And the bottom line is you got to believe it yourself. And if it's something that's tough and you believe you can get through it, down where you can make it, man. That's all.
It. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
With that, I just want to say, wish you a big happy birthday, my brother.
Woo! I'm happy too.
But not too much because you can't really enjoy it like you want to.
I can't really celebrate until after, let's see, September 27th, because I got 3 shows in a row.
That's going to be a minute.
I'll be 64 before I can celebrate.
But enjoy, man. Hey, if God's blessing us with another year around the sun, man, that's all we can do is thank him, and we can cut it out from there, man. But hey, I just want to wish you happy birthday, my brother.
All right, man. As always, people, those of you come on and ask questions, we totally appreciate it. Those who are watching, please like and subscribe and leave any comments, anything new you want to hear, something that you got personally that you want to talk about. Like I said, man, you can go to any one of us and just say, you know what, I'm in the California area. I want to talk to you about some stuff. I'm in Texas or wherever you may be. Hit us up on our Instagram or on our, websites or wherever. And what we talk about stays here. It's like going to Vegas, man. Anything you do in Vegas stays in Vegas. So we've shared a lot of stories and had a lot of private conversations that was not live on screen. And we've had them just one-on-one right here. So if you just want to talk to Mike and I about anything, let us know, text us, go on and comment, do whatever you got to do and say, hey, can I have some one-on-one time with you guys? And we do the same setup right here, except it won't be live. It'll just be recorded with us.
That's it.
All right. So nothing but love, people. It's my birthday. I'm going to start partying as of right now.
There it is.
Peace.
All right, deuces.
Yeah.